Oligopoly. Let us today understand what is the meaning of oligopoly. Now, every country, every economy will have certain industries, right? Let's take the case of telecom. Now, in these industries, if there are only few dominant players, who control the major part of the market, okay? So what happens here is that there are few dominant players. Just like in India, you know that in telecom sector, there are only few major players, right? And they control the major share of the Indian market in their telecom market. That market condition is known as oligopoly. So in a particular industry, there are only few dominant players, and these dominant players control the major share of market. So let's say, for example, in India, let's call these players as A, B, and C. Okay. Now, each one of them is dependent on the other for pricing, right? A cannot go into the market and increase his pricing by 20%. Why? The moment he does this, the subscribers are going to run from A to B and C, and he will lose all the business, right? On the contrary, when he reduces his price by 20%, because the services which B and C provide are homogeneous, okay? Homogeneous in the sense that they're a very close substitute of each other. So if he reduces the price by 20%, then B and C also don't have an option but to reduce the price if they want that all their customers should stay with them. So in the sense, what happens is that the business model, the price, the output of one firm is dependent on the other, right? Now, oligopoly, depending on situation, can be further differentiated. One can be on the basis of product. So if the product which these people sell, these firms sell, is homogeneous, we call this as perfect oligopoly. Whereas if the product is not homogeneous, this is known as imperfect oligopoly. Right? Similarly, if all these three players decide that we are going to increase or decrease the price together, they are basically being collusive. And this gives rise to a collusive oligopoly, a situation wherein the few firms who are already dominant players are controlling the market get together, collide with each other to increase or decrease the price and output. Whereas if they are competing against each other, then this is the case of a non-collusive oligopoly.